lovely, lovely co-host. Her name is...
Lady Elizabeth Autumn McReynolds Groves.
Nobody can hear that.
Yeah, they can. They can hear me just fine.
Lame-o. Okay, so what are you today?
What am I today?
Yep.
I am sciatic pain today.
You are sciatic pain today. Okay, so tell me what happened. What's your deal?
I don't know. My body...
Really? Really?
Well,
Did you just say I don't know?
Years of, beating it up, my body, and making it do things, long-ass road marches and things like that, and it all started in my hip, and now
it's all in the hips.
Yeah.
It's all in the hips.
Now it's all in the right leg.
I had the same issue several years ago, except for mine was the left, which is why, my left leg's gimpy to this day. So you have to be able to take care of it. What are you doing to take care of it?
Right now I'm supposed to be doing stretching and yoga.
I love that you said I'm supposed to be.
One and a half times.
Yeah, but that's more than you did before, so one and a half times, I'll take it.
Yeah, I just need to be more serious about the schedule.
Yeah, because it really does make a difference. I mean, after you did yoga for a hot minute, you realized it was actually a workout.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a lot. I mean, I knew it was I knew the stretching would be difficult enough as it is, but I think what I wasn't counting on was the amount of supporting your own weight you're doing. In different ways. It's not just on your feet and knees. It's maybe it's on your shoulders, maybe it's in your hips, and it just depends on which way you're turned. At the moment.
Well,
kind of like what was
kind of like what?
Out of that game.
Twister.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say kind of like how we turn from one thing to the next thing because we have 4 kids. It's like at any given time we could have a crick in our neck just from swiveling so fast.
Yeah. Things typically go from one thing right to the next to the next to the next.
And as a matter of fact, that's what just happened. I still actually am working. I have some client stuff to finish up, and we jumped on the podcast. So as soon as we're done here, then I'm going to jump back into work, and you're going to jump back into school, right? Or no, you might not. You can hang out with me in here.
I think I'm going to be done with school for the night.
Yay! So that means that you can hang out in here.
I did get started on my, whatchamacallit, my essay. And
Carol says hi. Look, Carol's on.
Oh.
Anyway, you started on your essay.
Yeah, so I got that started. I've got my blog finished for the week. So that means before Sunday, I have to do these 3 responses. They're not peer responses. It's just a unique response where we ask and we pick one of the poets that we're doing for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, this is what we just talked about, you and I.
Yeah.
Just you and I.
And you pick one and you ask them a question, and then later you return, with an answer, and so everybody, does this, and there's forms for each poet that we've researched so far, and and so we each put in a question, and then we each put in an answer, and so I've done the questions, and I just have to do the answers, and finish my essay, and then I'll be done for the week.
That sounds like so much. Like, I don't even want to process what you just told me because I feel like it's going to overwhelm me.
It's been a busy week for school.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And, I kind of feel that way whenever I have, too many people scheduled during the week. It's like, I want to make sure that my time is equal. It doesn't matter where they are in the coaching process or who they are. I want them to all get the amount of time they deserve. And some of my clients deserve more time than others, because some need it more. Yeah. And need always comes before want. So I may want to devote time to someone else, but I need to devote time to the people who need it in the moment. And so that's a difficult balance for me, but I'm very well apt at it because that's what being a mother is. Right? You jump from the first priority kid to the next priority kid, and sometimes it depends on who's the loudest, but sometimes it depends on who's the quietest. Because, like Lucas, if it was quiet, we had to go hunt him down because that was a scary scenario. You never know what could be going on. He was a wall drawer. Is that how you say that? Say that word.
A wall drawer? Like a drawer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's how you would say it. A graffiti artist?
There you go.
A domestic
Wall
graffiti
drawer.
artist?
Because you don't remember, I guess. That's what Quentin called it whenever Lucas drew all the way. See, because I was talking about Quentin. Because Lucas drew all the way down the hallway in the apartment in Germany. And how old was Quentin?
Oh, gosh.
I don't remember.
I think he was about 6 or so when we went to Germany.
Yeah, because he was in school. So he was 6 or 7. So he comes running in and he saw, Lucas, it's a wall drawer. And I couldn't understand what he was saying. And I was like, what? And no matter how many times he said it, I had no clue what he was saying until I walked down the hallway and all I saw was just black. And that's just what he wanted to do. Apparently he had learned hangman. And he was trying to do the dashes down
I remember that.
I had to paint that. Remember, whenever we moved out, I had to paint, and it was never a problem. That's where my OCD, I think, was good, because we cleared housing each and every station.
They were really cool with us.
Yeah, and I really, made an effort.
You did.
Yeah. We never had to pay anything. And I always did something very smart, though. I hired somebody to do the clean out. So we would move out, and then I would have somebody come clean, and then I would go back.
Yeah, we'd have to have the guy that come clean the carpets and everything like that.
But we didn't do that in Germany. That was me.
We didn't have carpets in Germany, did we?
No, I'm talking about I didn't. We did in the bedroom.
Yeah, in the bedroom we did.
What I meant was I did the clean out instead of hiring someone.
Oh yeah. I remember that. God, it was terrible.
It was
so terrible.
But it was great though. Us.
I remember helping too, but I just
10
God,
minutes.
for a moment I remember just being like, "Oh my God, it's
Yeah,
like
that
2 o'clock
was-
in the morning and we're
and
still not
I'm having to
finished."
paint. Remember, that's when I had to paint. So it was stressful to say the least, but no regrets. I mean, I would do it 100 times again. So speaking of houses in Germany and weird stuff, we went to a bed and breakfast with our dear devoted Mandy, and we were celebrating Stacy's 50th. That's a mutual friend of ours.
29th.
No, it was advertised. And it's okay because she totally embraces it. Because it's wisdom. It's not about the decline. And that's what people think about. They think age is the decline of man. But it's not. It's actually the evolution. Right?
Makes sense.
So it just means that you're more evolved
you get
the
more
older you
experience,
get.
you get more wisdom.
Right. So Stacy is more evolved than us. I hope that I'm never needing to claim that I'm 29. Because I was stupid. Oh, Lord, I was stupid at 29. That would have been, Quentin would have been 4.
29 2.0.
You want to sit on your hands? Any more sounds? You got anything else?
Old person
you're
sounds?
making, yeah. True story. Okay, so at the bed and breakfast, it was in Bloomington, which was a lovely little place.
Yeah, little. It was a room and
Hamlet.
mansion. In Bloomington, it was a massive place.
Yeah, there's some pictures on Facebook, so y'all could scope it out. But we had a good time. There was a whole bunch of us there, and I did not drink, and there were a few drinkers, and I think I wasn't the only non-drinker. Somebody else was, and you didn't drink very much.
No, I had a couple beers.
Yeah, a couple bursts. So we got to set out at the fire, and we realized later on that we weren't supposed to be setting out there at the fire. That the owner had allowed us to set out at the fire, despite the fact that it wasn't part of our package. So
I
it was very
understood that
nice.
it was part of the package.
Well, I understood that he got his butt reamed by his wife because it wasn't supposed to be part of our package, but he sold it like a la carte.
Ah, yes.
So I believe
Well, that's
what happened.
He
right.
lived for us, and it was cool.
Right,
We hung
and
out there.
yes, and he chilled with us and stuff. But
Sorry, you got your ass chewed, man.
But is
was
it
fun.
better? Is it better to ask for permission or ask for forgiveness?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on,
I
that's
think
going to be the question.
A lot of the times, it's really gonna go as it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Wow.
Because then you can just make the snap judgment and but there's definitely certain things that you should not extend that to.
Wow.
Like buying a car or something like that.
I guess. Jeez Louise. My dad is a firm believer in asking for forgiveness, not permission. And it drives me insane. Like right now, him being in Florida with Aunt Patty. I love her to pieces. And she still just shits and gets, just like my dad. And he forgets that I'm sitting here stressing out when I haven't heard from him in 3 days. And then I texted him and no text came back. He didn't respond at all until then, like 24 hours later. That was stressful. So I had to track his phone. Just to make myself feel better. I had to track his phone and see where he was. Not that I even knew her address or anywhere he was supposed to be, but at least I would see it was moving and he was okay. Unless it was lost, in which case...
In the middle of a swamp, we might have a problem.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Speaking of, on the news, they determined that those remains were the boyfriend of the young lady that was murdered.
Okay, so he's dead too.
Yeah. So, Dog the Bounty Hunter was right. The swamp will get you, because what they said was they couldn't see the remains until the water receded. And the water had receded, and so there they were.
Was it like they had gotten eaten? Or were they dismembered?
I don't know. It just said skeletal remains. So, I'm going to assume probably it was eaten. I mean, I wouldn't want to be stumbling around out in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. That would be a frightening ordeal. But, I don't want to talk too much about that because everybody has opinions, right? And I don't wish harm on anyone, even if others do. I don't wish harm on anyone. And it's unfortunate that he lost his life. But it's also unfortunate that she lost hers. So, anywho's, on to something better. My Aunt Donna has been sending pictures of her decor. She refurnishes or restores or renews or recycles or renews, whatever you want to call it. Upcycles. That's the thing, right? Oh, Carol's going to kill me with all that. So, she... takes finds from tag sales or thrift stores and such and paints it and glams it up and decorates. What do you think about her stuff?
Oh, I love everything that she's ever showed us. She has such a just hippie bohemian style. It's colors all over the place and everything is so well done.
I know, it's cool to be related to somebody like that. I'm never, and no matter how hard I try, I will never be that cool. And I've tried hard to be that cool, but it's not in the cards for me right now. You know why? Because we have children. And we can't have nice things. This is why we don't have nice things. Because we have children. Am I lying?
It makes things challenging.
Am I lying? Did we have semi-nice things before we had children?
I think we thought they were nice at the time.
True, true. You had a Camaro.
Yeah.
What else did we have that we thought was cool?
I don't know. That van was awesome anyway. I
Oh,
don't care.
yeah.
That van was awesome.
The
We had a full-size
Gladiator.
conversion van.
Yeah, Gladiator. That was pretty cool. And then, what else did we have that made us cool? I had an attitude problem. That made me
I
pretty
wouldn't say
cool.
that there was some things that made us cool. There was just some things we thought were cool.
No, I had stuff that made me cool. I don't know about
Well, I
you.
wish somebody
You're
would
just
share
a
that with
chump.
me.
I mean, for real. Because I was living the dream every single day. I was cool. I may not have been cool the day that Quentin looked at me and goes, "Mom, why is your butt so white and big?" That was the day that I had to take him to, we were shopping somewhere or something, and I had to take him to the bathroom with me. And it was just hilarious, you know. He's a still god. And nothing like having a young Asperger's kid to tell you reality. Because that's truth.
And Carol, something.
It was like...
What was that you,
Yeah, you have to give us reference because we know there's a lag. Oh, whenever I said Carol's could kill me.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, speaking of Carol's gonna kill me, so I'll divulge
Look,
this.
she wrote. What's it say?
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Please, I'm cool. Okay, so I'm so cool that I have GERD, and typically it doesn't bother me unless I have like tomatoes or like something crazy. And last night, for some reason, I woke up with the problem that makes me choke on stomach acid. And I didn't choke on it this time, but it was coming out of my nose. Yeah. So it was fantastic that I got to smell stomach fluid all up in my sinuses for most of the day today.
Good times. Good times.
But it almost makes me sound like Barry White, right? Because, you know, my throat and sinuses have been so affected. But the strange thing is, it usually doesn't bother me where I sleep. And let's just say I'm going to have clean blankets tonight because they got washed.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's why it happened, because I needed to wash them out. Who knows what was in there? Spiders and monkeys and tigers and bears. I don't know.
Kind of a stiff price for needing to wash your blankets.
Yeah, at least I didn't choke and almost die like I have before, because that's serious business. I'm trying to get back in control of my health. And you notice I said trying, and I said it very low tone, because I'm not really trying.
Said it like Eeyore.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really trying. Not today. I'm not, and not yesterday I wasn't. I was sick for 2 days. That's why we didn't do the podcast last week. And then we went to the birthday party for the weekend. Yes. And then we come home, and I've been involved in work, like start to finish. Carol, I knew she was going to say that. I am not making health priority right now. And I need to. But neither are you. Because if you were, your sciatica wouldn't be bothering you still. So what's wrong with us? Why? I know what it is. I just realized. Oh, the weather outside.
I was thinking more like I walked 500 miles and then I walked 500 more.
No, but seriously, as it starts to cool down, I have this issue with the sunlight, and it's seasonal affect disorder, and so I have to make sure I get enough light, or I kind of get depressed. Not not necessarily always really bad. I don't spiral. Not anymore. I used to, but now it just seems to be. I don't take care of myself as well, and I think that a lot of people suffer from the same thing but don't realize it. Because I can see some tore up people in the winter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll let their lips get chapped and their skin get dry, and
Yeah.
they'll have just colds and flus and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I think they even said that this season's supposed to be a bad one. A bad winter, isn't it
Who
supposed to be a
is
bad
they?
one? All the people that run around reading the Farmer's Almanac, I
Oh,
guess.
you mean me? You mean me? So I am they? I didn't
You're
realize
part
I
of
was
they.
they.
I've heard it from like 4 people.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I did not realize that I was they.
No, you're just part of they.
Carol just loves
If it
how
were just
much
you, it
I
would
share.
just be he.
Okay, you know what? You need to add ease. So listen up. And really, I am two faces, so I am they. I should probably be called they. But I do identify as he, just to clarify in case someone just tunes in. So for they to say that it's going to be miserable, what is miserable?
I don't know if it was miserable so much as it's going to be really cold.
Oh, you said cold and I say miserable,
really cold
so yeah.
winter.
Okay, so really cold and
Like,
wet.
do you remember? It was the first or the second winter after we got here was a really heavy duty winter,
Yeah.
and then
It was horrible.
I think the last one was kind of weak.
Okay, so like right now, it just popped into my head how cold it was in the ice and all that shit, and like I'm fighting back tears right now, like I really am. I'm just laughing it off because y'all, that sucks, man. Oh, oh, is Carol trying to say that they is wrong?
No, you're always there. She agrees with you.
Yeah, I'm just teasing. Okay, so the whole winter thing, I have to be very mindful, and I need to change up my light bulbs that are in here because I need more UV type. So I need a grow light. How funny is that? That in order for me to be in an even mood, I need to have a grow light.
You just
Maybe
go down
I
to the
smoke.
cabin every so often and just lay under the lamp.
Maybe I smoke so much pot that I have become it. It just seeps out of my pores, I guess. I don't know. I just here lately, things are starting to speed up with my clients, and a lot of them are starting to see the end. Of the program, and it always makes me a little melancholy. Because it's like I know that they're about to be done with the program, and they're not going to be coming to see me every week anymore. But the cool part is, then they get to be my friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a very good friend when I'm a life coach.
No.
I can't. The people who pay me, I'm not going to be friends with and coach at the same time. It is a total conflict of interest. Because life coach Brando, Guru Brando, is an asshole. Would you agree? Oh, I know, Carol. Oh, yeah. Crap, I forgot that she can actually chime in. Dang it. I didn't think that through very well, did I? But yeah, so I'm not always nice. And so it's difficult to be somebody's friend. But after the program, if they make it through and they don't kill me or quit, then we become friends. So consequently, I have a lot of friends here in Highland. And I feel very privileged to have the friends that I have here in Highland. And it allows us to go and do really cool stuff with the natives, because the people in Highland have always been in this area. But what's great about our friends is they have such diverse family that they kind of have different areas to visit, so we get to tag along sometimes and go to Chicago and
that's
go
so
see
super
April.
cool that our friends have really just kind of involved us in their lives. Especially the Passmores, because they've been so close to us.
I know. I really hope, speaking of friends and family, I really hope that I get to meet Aunt Donna. Um, she's so freaking cool. And Aunt Sarah was just wonderful when we met, and I want to spend more time with her family. And so it would be super neat to have like an actual family holiday.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do that. And, we have the space. We can throw a holiday party here. And, but I don't know that the siblings would be game. And I don't know with COVID and
Yeah,
et
it's
cetera, et
tough.
cetera,
It's
it is.
tough.
So it's like, but I really want that energy in the house, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I think that there's potential that we could have a really full house this holiday. Every seat filled.
I hope so. And God, I hope Carol gets here before then, before I cut Quentin out in the cold. Because he needs Miss Carol's guidance. She has recently gotten her own son up and grown and squared away, and he's getting ready to move out. And I don't know what that's going to be like, for us with our kids. I'm looking at Alex and going, holy crap, she's next. She's going to leave before Q does.
Yeah, she probably will.
Yeah, she graduates in a couple months. Oh,
Yeah.
she made National Honor Society.
That's right.
So we get to go watch the induction. Pretty neat, huh?
That's really cool.
And Grandpa called from the road to tell her congratulations. Don't vape, by the way. That means you, Carol, don't vape. I don't know. I'm still vaping. Once again, not prioritizing it. So, babe, you need to get something done about your sciatica. Do you think that doing things holistically is going to help?
If I actually give it a chance, it might. And if it doesn't, then I'll go get shots.
I've had shots.
Put it off as long as possible, I guess. I don't, the shots.
The shots are fantastic, and I'm all about holistic care, but I tell you what, you go and you get the shot and you're healed for a little while, and sometimes you get the shots and everything lines up great, and then you're healed forever. It's fantastic. You've got to get an x-ray and all that stuff done to make sure that you don't have a bulging disc.
Yeah, Doc didn't even really, I don't think he really talked about that very much at all.
Okay, well, we can look at it further if it persists, right? But worst case scenario, you go in and you get shots.
Yeah.
So best case scenario is you heal yourself with affirmation.
No, with yoga.
Yoga and affirmation. See, you're supposed to be doing that.
Yes.
Oh, look. Okay, so Carol is dedicating and committing to doing the yoga. Yeah, 15 minutes is a good start. I did like 30 minutes of yoga in the very beginning. I was like all excited. I get to do 30 minutes. I did 30 minutes and then skipped a week because I was dead from 30 minutes of yoga. Like whenever I first started, we're talking like, I think I was 22, 23, because it was before you moved in. It was before Quentin. So it was a couple of years before Quentin. And that was intense. And then I also started running again. And that was fun. And so it made yoga all more important, to stretch. But, yoga isn't just stretching. And a lot of people think that yoga is just stretching, right?
Right.
But
it is not.
How would you categorize it?
Difficult.
It's because it takes deliberate awareness to do everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like muscle isolation trying to achieve some of the positions.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're trying to, get the small little nuances of positioning correct, like say with your ankles or something like that, the whole time you're supporting your weight, and you're like
And I cannot complain because you do it right here by the desk and you wear yoga gear, so I'm happy, pappy.
Yeah, it is hard at first. I gotta
Yeah,
get.
strength training, yep.
I gotta build up to. I would like to be able to do it for at least a half an hour.
Yeah, there's no point. Don't do it for half an hour. You'll cry.
But no. That wouldn't be for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get up to 15 minutes, I'm happy with that.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah. However much time you can spend doing it and several times a day. Like, I used to do it twice a day for 15 minutes instead of doing it 30 minutes in the morning. I did it in the morning and then did it at night, too. So that worked for me. Muscle training that increases your heart rate, yeah, it is. I really do. I like yoga and I recommend it to everybody, even people who say, "Oh, I could never do that," because once upon a time, Beth, you couldn't even touch your toes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you can now.
Well, I could.
You still can, actually.
Sciatic problem has made things difficult.
Yeah, but you still can. You just have to stretch outside that comfort, right?
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is.
And that's what I'm hoping to achieve, with a yoga routine is to be able to just keep that flexibility going, and so I can keep my range of motion, and hopefully, doing that will make it not hurt so much.
Well, there's yoga, and then there's just simple PT exercises that you can do too,
Yeah.
which I have a printout of those that I have to do as well, for my knee and such, and it all works in the same way. But the whole goal is, if you just sit and do nothing, you don't get circulation to that area, and it doesn't help to heal.
Right.
So the goal, if you're not moving it, if you need to set and rest it, which you should be, then you have to heat and ice because that simulates movement. So you do 15 minutes heat, 15 minutes ice, back and forth on it. And so that needs to be the next step that you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a heating pad, the massaging heating pad. You can lay on that, and then I can throw some nice cold ice packs on you.
Nah.
Yeah.
Keep the heating pad.
No.
And then when we need
No,
it
no,
cold,
no.
I'll just turn the heating pad off.
No, it doesn't work that way, and it does need to be heat and then cold, or cold and then heat. You need to go from one to the other. Don't be a turd.
What did she say?
Starting and ending with breathing meditation exercises has helped so much too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I start mine chanting. I always start chanting, and that always helps me go right into the breathing pretty naturally. I don't know what you do, Beth.
Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet. Whatever, what did I say? I don't even know what I say half the time. It's just all natural.
What do I do? I don't really have a yoga routine established, but I do have a meditation routine mostly established. I miss it a lot of days, and but I do, a couple of times a week. I'll be sitting at my vanity and meditation. And I usually just focus on cleansing.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, I was reading what Carol wrote. Okay, I get what she said now.
She's all, back off that ice throwing talk.
Anyway, go ahead, babe. What?
And then my meditation sessions are 15 minutes long. And that's when I go in and just address my issues that I need to focus on.
Shit, I still do 30 minutes. I can't do 15. I got too much shit going on. So it takes me like 10 to focus. I mean, just to actually say, okay, I have to meditate. But I do it every single morning. So I haven't skipped a morning in a really long time. But it's always over 15 minutes. And it doesn't bother me anymore when I get interrupted. But it used to like really tick me off. So I know that I can do shorter than 30 minutes. I just prefer to do at least that. So what do you meditate on most often? What's your common themes?
Usually when I meditate, it's a kind of like open myself up for the day, and so I just
Like a
kind
can of worms or a whoop ass.
oh. Hmm.
You never thought of that, have you?
I forgot where I was going with that.
You get up in the morning and what?
Oh, and so yeah, when I go into meditation, I don't think about anything. I don't think about anything. I don't ask any questions. I rest in the silence, and whatever the problem is, if there's an issue with anything, it comes to the surface on its own.
Right, but what's the most common theme? I'll break it
Lately,
down. Oh, go ahead.
oh, it's been a lot of wrangling my emotions in.
Okay,
Bringing
that's what
them
I was
in,
going to
getting things
ask.
under control.
I was going to ask, is it more your ego or is it more your spirit lately?
Ego, I think. I've had a lot of ego crap I'm getting over and cutting things loose and saying, hey, you know what? It's okay. I forgive myself.
I hope that you are forgiving yourself. And we talked in session, this last session, kind of about some of that stuff that you're still holding on to because you still have negative thinking that you weren't really looking at. I mean, you're using unhelpful thinking in your speech. Whenever you're answering questions, whenever you're talking out loud, you're still putting negative things first, and you're still using the word but.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing to help yourself get into a better habit with that? What process are you using? We talked about it in session.
Yeah, there's a lot of times that I haven't really been paying attention to my speech patterns.
Well, now you're using affirmations.
Yeah.
That's, whether you're actually doing it or not, that's on you. But we talked about it in session and how you're going to switch your negative language to more positive affirmations about yourself.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, do you have any affirmations today that you've had to use? Because today was a busy day. Went and got groceries and what other stuff?
Honestly, I don't.
It was kind of dreary today.
It was dreary, but I didn't have to really affirm anything. It was so fast. It's been such a fast day.
So it wasn't that you didn't have to affirm anything. It's that you were so distracted that you didn't affirm anything.
Yeah, I was very distracted today.
Okay. So as your coach, I'm going to say you need to affirm yourself so you don't feel so overwhelmed, right? But as your husband, I'm going to look at you and go, I'm sorry, babe, that it's been a busy, rough day. It's going to continue to be that way, I think, for a couple of days at least, because we have the weekend coming up. And so the weekend is a busy time.
The weekend's here.
No, the weekend's not here yet because I'm still working tonight.
It's here for everybody else.
But tomorrow you're going to go to Fairview because Oliver has joined the Scouts.
Yes.
And
he's
so
going to be a Weeblo.
He's got to get all his gear.
Or no, he is a Weeblo.
He is a Weeblo.
So, not going to be, is.
Okay, so what did he say when you told him?
He was just like, cool, looking forward to things. But he was between point A and point B in his own little missions. So it was, the enthusiasm was there, but it was redirected quickly to something else.
He does have little side missions all the freaking time. That boy. But, it's very similar to me. I had side missions too, and so did you. You still do.
Yeah.
Most of your missions are side missions.
I've done the main story already, so now I'm just doing all the little side quests.
That's the truth. That's how it feels sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And that's okay. And it's fun to joke about, how life's like a video game, and then they go and make movies about life being like video games. And then you're like, wait a minute, life's not like video games. Video games are like life. Because which came first?
Yeah. Art imitating life, imitating art, imitating.
Word of the day,
Life imitating art, imitating life.
Oh. I tell you what, babe, I was talking to Alex earlier. She came in
Mm-hmm.
and she was talking to me about how she slept. And I popped off because she. Anyway, I popped off and told her about my little adventure last night to see. She was talking and I was working. Let's just say that's what it was. So I was working, she was talking, and I want to be distracted by her. So if she stays in here, I get distracted. So I wanted her to quickly leave. And so in order to get her to quickly leave, I thought I could gross her out sufficiently. And so I started to tell her about my struggle last night and puking. And
Nice.
yeah. And all she did was say, "Ooh, that's gross," and then sat down and start talking. And I was like, "Dang it, kid." You
She
know,
had other plans and it didn't involve getting grossed out and leaving.
yeah, it's like, wow, all right. I remember back in the day that all I had to do was, say fart, and she'd be like, "You're so gross." Never mind giving her a cup of cheese. She can't handle that. And that's pretty awesome. I would say that I'm a typical dad. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Typical dad. Throwing your farts everywhere.
What about me is atypical as far as being a dad goes? And you can't say that I have a vagina because
I
some
was
dads.
not going to go there. Not the first place I would go.
What makes you so different as a dad? The vagina that I gave birth through? I bring that up because when we took Alex to her band thing, whenever,
Yeah.
what was it called?
It was the senior night.
Yeah,
The
that
walk.
she gave you the flowers, and I was like, I should get one too because I birthed you. I'm the gestational father, and you actually brought the rose back here, and it's right there.
Yeah. She gave it to me and then I put it in the vase and gave it to you.
Yes, and so it's been in here, but now it's very droopy. It makes me think of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's very Tim Burton like.
And so I have to dub that done Beauty because I don't want to be Beast anymore. And we'll press it or do something with it. But I'm pretty daggum proud of Alex. And we've had a conversation, Q and I think they are on a fast track to understanding what they want. And so that makes me feel good. Lucas is doing better in school or no?
I wouldn't say better so much as
Different?
he's further along.
Okay, well,
We should be getting his IEP plan scored away.
that's what I was going to talk about.
The
Is
beginning of next month.
okay,
That's what I'm eagerly waiting on.
because he has ADHD and it is affecting his academic career.
Yes.
And he's in middle school now, and I don't want it to become insurmountable and then him go to high school. So we're trying to get it squared away, and it's when? The IEP meeting?
It's like, I can't remember if it's the 4th or the 6th of November.
Okay, so we'll have that coming up. We have Alex's National Honor Society thing coming up, and we have Lucas's concert coming up.
Yeah.
He is quite the little brass player because he can
Yeah.
take it, and it's not just what he's playing now. He probably could do several different ones because he could play trombone. It's the same notes, right?
I'm not sure about the musical scale. There's a lot of the like the mouthpiece is very similar.
Because right now he plays the tuba. So,
The baritone.
yeah. Tuba, baritone, whatever. But that he could play trombone too. And he's interested in playing a couple other things. Oliver has decided to pick up Bubby's flute.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been the Pied Piper for the past 2 days. And
Yep.
that is really what it sounds like.
Did
so
not have
yay
any trouble
us.
making sound come out of that flute.
Yeah, but he was like a natural at it. He put the flute up and just started blowing
Yeah.
in it, and it
He's
worked.
got a real smooth tone and
It's
everything.
like, wow, that was not Quentin. That did not work. We'll just send him in the cavern like we did Alex when she was practicing clarinet. Because she sounded like Squidward. When she first started playing, it was terrible. But she got very, very good. So she is what chair now?
I think she's 4th in symphonic band.
Right. Okay, and she is on her last year. She's lettered in marching band 2 years, they said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have very cool
I don't understand that
pictures.
because she's been in marching band for 4 years. So I don't understand how she only lettered for 2.
I don't know.
She's done every single thing.
I don't know. Maybe they're wrong. Could have just been wrong information. Who knows? Anywho's it's well. I plan to eat well, work a little, laugh a lot tonight, and catch you in the funny papers in the morning.
Yes.
Because I'm going to work, and you're going to take the new little Scout to the Scout shop in Fairview.
Yep. It's going to be me and Alex.
And Lucas.
And Lucas, because she wants to do some Goodwill shopping down there, and so we might go have a look.
And Goodwill is my jam,
And I'm
too.
making her drive, too.
Listen to you, Miss Daisy.
Yeah. Now that I've got other licensed drivers, I can ride shotgun because I'm not going to be,
Wow.
rocking like this and then rocking like that, going, oh my God, I just can't get comfortable. I can just put the seat back a little bit and stretch my legs out.
And that is the total difference. I will get in there and I will drive. Come hell or high water, I will make that car go.
I'll make it go if I have to. But if I got somebody else do it for me, I'd prefer it.
Nope, not me. Total opposite.
And that's only because it hurts so damn bad.
Oh, I know. I've been there when you were laughing at me and trying to push my butt up into the seat, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, we had some challenges back in those days.
Yeah, because my back was
It
so
sucks.
it was just and I was pregnant with Oliver, and it was like he split my pelvis and screwed up everything. So yeah, it was quite painful.
Yeah.
You laughed hysterically.
No, I didn't laugh hysterically.
Oh, but you did. Like tears.
No.
When we lived in Germany, you were crying, literally crying.
There was, but see, you also have to include the context of you made a lot of jokes. So let's tell everybody that too. Making a lot of jokes. Because we use jokes in pain so that it doesn't hurt so damn bad.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm allowed to laugh if you're allowed to make jokes.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I wasn't making a joke when I was trying to get into the vehicle and not die.
Yeah, it sucks.
You were making a joke whenever you were shoving my butt in.
I don't even remember a joke. I just remember that. Yeah, it was difficult for you. It was.
It's okay, because now it's difficult for you, so now you know why. You deserve this, right?
Oh, I deserve this for a multitude of reasons. It ain't just that.
I know, that's like me realizing why I deserve the crap that I have. Probably because I abused my body and did drugs. And I am so thankful that I did not suffer some of the real issues that drug users typically end up with, you know? I mean,
we're seeing some crazy mugshots.
I escaped with just a little bit of scarring on my heart, and we know somebody who actually had a heart attack due to using crank. And whenever I went in for my stress test, realized that there was an arrhythmia, and they told me that it looked like I had a heart attack. And so that was an eye-opener. So I didn't even realize I'd had a heart attack. This is years and years ago. But didn't even realize it. And so now I have some scarring on my heart because I decided to keep using drugs, right? But not now. Do you believe that you can heal something like that?
Your heart?
Yeah, something caused like from drug abuse, like years of drug abuse. Or just years of, like, say, alcohol, food.
I think that you can...
Gluttony.
You can...
Dependence.
You can get on a healthier path, and you can heal yourself, to a degree, but there's going to be a certain amount of damage that's done. and you have to be prepared to accept that damage.
It's tough some days, to accept the fact that you injure yourself by your choices. And when I say injure, that means sometimes you don't come back from that. It's permanent in this lifetime, right? So in the lifetime of Brandon, I have permanent damage to my physical structure. But it has not affected my will, right? Because I will continue to do.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they tell me I can't, I will continue to do.
this bullcrap sciatic pain, sucks, but it doesn't stop me from getting up. I'm gonna get up. I'm still gonna do stuff.
But once upon a day, you would have just been totally defeated. And I watched that, and you were defeated because I was defeated. When you had pain because you had depression. And it was the same for me. And people don't realize that when you're depressed, you have physical pain. And that is life, physical pain. And it part of the time is because of your choices and not taking care of yourself. But the rest of it is actual pain caused from negative thinking. And you just don't know it. What? Work smarter, not harder, Beth?
Yeah, I was just reading that.
I wouldn't really torture you and make you do stuff.
I know. Well, me from a while ago would have been like, well, I got all this pain now. It's a good time to just lay down on the couch and play some GTA.
Yeah, but you don't do that now. You still go down and get your
yeah
well water.
Yep.
And
yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing what I need to do, what I want to do, what makes me happy.
But that's good because not everybody can do that. I didn't. I mean, I laid in bed for like 2 years. It was ridiculous. And it wasn't really like straight for 2 years, but you get what I mean. I had migraines. I had just so much health difficulty, but I was on a lot of prescriptions. And so I would, take a pain pill to alleviate the pain, and it would make my stomach hurt. Then I'd take a stomach pill and blah, 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 blah. And then not being able to eat anything properly made my blood sugar erratic, and then that made my cholesterol high. It was a nightmare. It really was.
Well, it's like each pill that you had was chasing the side effects of another pill.
Yeah, it was. It was so stupid. And the damage that it was actually doing to my body, what I didn't think about was if I have a symptom, it's because there's something going on. There's a dis-ease within, and so I really did have to take a long, hard look at it. And I'm still not, the epitome of health, but I'm a lot healthier than I was. And I'm a lot more engaged and coherent than I was, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I wasn't always all there anyway. If we're going to be honest. But I do well. I love you.
I love you too.
What are we going to do tonight? Oh, yeah, I'm going to work.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I guess.
We're watching Squid Games, right? We can watch Squid Games.
Yeah, there's that one. There's,
But we can watch. You can turn it on and I can listen to it while I work. That's what I mean.
Do you want to watch Candyman, or do you just want to listen
Oh,
to it?
God. Good Lord. Really? Okay, people, I hope that y'all aren't all crazy about Candyman like Beth is, because if you are, stop it right now.
I'm not crazy about it. I'm just curious. And I know that you don't dig horror movies all that much.
I don't. Life is horror. For real, for real.
Fantasy horror is much better than
Fantasy
real horror.
Island. That's
Yep,
what we
that's
can
what I
watch
want.
more of. Okay, well,
We'll
I
figure
think
it out.
I think
Plenty to choose from. But we can definitely do Squid Game. I'm down for that too.
I think maybe we've bored our listeners enough.
Yep.
We could never bore Carol, though.
Oh, I don't know. I bet we can.
You might. You might bore her. I'm teasing. Okay, well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
For what? What are you telling me thank you for?
Because you said thank you. And so I'm thanking you also.
Don't do that.
Why?
Have a reason to say thank
I
you.
can say thank you if I want.
Oh my God, you better have a reason. Give me a good reason right now. Why did you just say thank you?
Because I felt like it.
That is a good reason. Shit. Huh. Feelings aren't facts, but it's still a good reason, and I will accept that. So I love you, and they go!